As a huge fans of Harry Potter series, we feel as thought we know Neville Longbottom the same way we would know as a close friend. But there's always something new to learn. So here are a few pieces of trivia that you may have missed. But before starting the video, if you are new here, then please subscribe to this channel because I keep bringing Harry Potter stuff every day. And also you can follow me on Instagram to enjoy Harry Potter memes. Link is in the description. And now without wasting any moment, let's begin the video. Neville ended up marrying Hannah Abbott. After everything that Neville went through, he certainly deserved to live happily ever after, and we were so pleased to learn that he did. Even though the film version of Neville seemed to have a crush on Luna, J.K. Rowling revealed that it was Hannah Abbott, the Hufflepuff student, at the same year he ended up marrying. The pair of them even lived together above the leaky cauldron, which sounds like a lot of fun to us. He taught her biology. Neville always had a passion, not to mention the real talent for herbology. He was happiest when learning about magical flora, fauna, and fungi or tending to his beloved plants, such as his Nevilles, Mimbletonia. Remember when Neville was so excited to demonstrate its defense mechanisms and its separator sting shape throughout the carriage on the Hogwarts Express, drenching everyone? Anyway, when we heard that Neville had gone on to become a herbology professor, we were thrilled. He even taught Harry, Ginny, Ron, and Hermione's children, even if they were reluctant to pass on their parents' warm wishes. Neville's parents defied Voldemort 3 times. When Professor Trelawney made her infamous prophecy, it talked of a boy who had been born to those who have thrice defied Voldemort. Now we know that while Voldemort chose to believe the prophecy was about Harry Potter, therefore marking him as his equal, it could also have applied to Neville. This means Neville's parents had also resisted Voldemort 3 times, giving us a small insight into how brave Frank and Alice Longbottom were, a pair of highly skilled aurors. They fought hard during the First Wizarding War to bring about Voldemort's defeat, and while we know their tragic fate, their courage is something to be admired, and their son clearly takes after them. His admission to Hogwarts wasn't granted. There is only one way to gain admission into Hogwarts: if your name has been written into the Book of Admittance by the Quill of Acceptance. When a child first exhibits any sign of magic, the quill will try to write their name in the book. However, the quill is more linear than the book, which will sometimes snap shut and not allow the quill to write down the name of the child until they are satisfied that they have been sufficient evidence of their magical ability. This is what happened to Neville. As soon as he was born, the quill tried to write his name down, but the book was not having it. Everyone failed to notice the sign that suggested Neville was magical for quite a number of years. For example, in the moments after he was born, he managed to shift his blanket to ensure he was tucked up tight. While the midwife spotted that he was looking a little more snug, she assumed his father had been the one to do it. It wasn't until Neville's great uncle Algie dropped him out of the window and he survived that the book was suitably convinced and allowed his name to be written. He used his father's wand for years. Unfortunately, Neville's magic capability was sometimes that was often called into questions. However, as we discovered in the Order of the Phoenix, it turned out that Neville had been using a wand that belonged to his father. As we know, the wand chooses the wizards, so it might not have been a great match for him and could have made learn magical even more tricky, just as Harry never felt comfortable with his black thorn wand. Neville could have been experiencing something similar, but for 5 years, while we won't know the certain, it does raise the question of whether all the Neville's struggle were down to his supposed lack of ability. He was possibly the last person to buy a wand from Ollivander before the Second Wizarding War. Neville was in desperate need of a new wand after his father's broke during the Battle of the Department of Mysteries. Luckily for him, his Grain was so thrilled about the courage and daring the demonstrated that night. She happily obliged. Neville purchased his wand right before his 6th year at Hogwarts, and as it turns out, it was right before Ollivander was kidnapped by Voldemort. Matthew Lewis wasn't allowed to fix his teeth for 10 years. Neville Longbottom has a very distinct look. From the moment he made his appearance in the books, he was described as a round-faced boy, and as the films like to stick quite closely to the description from the book, this caused Matthew Lewis, the actor who played Neville, a bit of a headache. As he revealed in an interview with The Independent, to try and capture the essence of Neville, he wasn't allowed to have his teeth fixed for 10 years. It was even written into his contract. While we were grateful that Matthew stuck it out and brought such a beloved character to life, we can't help but feel a bit sorry for him. Neville asks to be placed in Hufflepuff. While we all know that Neville was a true Gryffindor, I mean, how else would he have pulled the sword of Gryffindor from this Sorting Hat? When he first started at Hogwarts, he was determined that wasn't the case. He actually asked the Sorting Hat to place him in Hufflepuff, as he was intimidated by Gryffindor's reputation for bravery, but the Sorting Hat didn't agree. They debated it for so long that he was close to being what is known as a hairstall, which is a term for any student whose sorting takes longer than 5 minutes. Hairstalls are very rare, and the only other person in his year to come close to being one was Hermione Granger. The Sorting Hat eventually won, and we think it made the correct choice. So that's it for today, Potterlad. I hope you like this video, and if you do, then please like this video and hit the subscribe button if you are new here, because I keep bringing Harry Potter stuff every day. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, link is in the description, because I keep bringing Harry Potter memes on my Instagram, so make sure to follow. And I hope you like this video, and please be a part of my channel by subscribing to it. And now I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.